this out quick. Anybody who's up early. All right. What's up, everybody? Good morning. I know it's a little bit early. I had an appointment early this morning, so I'm here entirely too early for you. Glenn, I appreciate you popping in. I didn't know if I'd see really anybody this early this morning, but hope you're doing well. Hope you have an awesome Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. And yeah, I'm just gonna basically check in with you guys. I'm gonna go over a recap. I had actually a very terrible week 12 in DFS. I played a little lighter this week. I played right around $80, and I finished with 20. So I lost $60. So between Thanksgiving and this week, I'm ready to scratch those and get back into the winning column. Overall, this year it's been very successful. It just goes to show you cannot win them all. And if you could win them all, or if I could win them all, then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing probably anything but playing DFS. So, a couple highlights. You guys can see my scores here. Okay, these are my scores. These are what I played. These are the different contests. College basketball, I had one lineup, two slots in there. I've been really attacking college basketball lately, as well as I have been college football for a while. I'm going to show you something, though, that's very interesting. Okay? This is how different contests do matter, and how you pick your contests and how you play. Because look at this. There is a little over a 4-point difference, 4.1 difference between this lineup right here and this lineup right here, right? And it's payout structures, it's everything else, right? Obviously, this one had a lot more people. This was the 2 million NFL Sunday, 500K to first. Wouldn't that be nice? But you can see at 137.28 in this lineup, I got $8. So let's just look here. I had 3 contests in here. So overall in this, it was a $4.44 entry. I basically put almost $13 into it. I only finished one with 8. But let's look and see what the lineup was. So we had Patty Mahomes, obviously, and a lot of people were like, why aren't you playing Patty Mahomes? And I told you guys I was going to have a few lineups. I had at least one lineup. I wasn't going to go heavy on him. I was heavy on Josh Allen, and I was heavy on Justin Herbert, and I stuck with my guns. Now, I should have leveled out a little bit more this week because they didn't do as great. Herbert did a little bit better. What's up, Michael's Card Addiction? Good morning to you, man. Happy Monday. So, Patty Mahomes was obviously a great play, but you also have to take into account. Remember, he was 9,000 on FanDuel, 9,000. He was drafted 17.7%. Nick Chubb, who we talked about, we took, when we were building our lineups later, I didn't have him in my core plays. He was kind of one-offs, or put him in a couple different, few little lineups, GPPs. Okay, 25.1. Hines, which was a value play at $5,700, 13.5 points. Justin Jefferson, luckily he got into the end zone twice. He did have 70 yards receiving, but the 2 touchdowns is really what saved him. DJ Moore just didn't show up, right? Your best play on Carolina yesterday was Robbie Anderson, right? Robbie Anderson got in the end zone. What did he have? I think he had around 100 yards receiving. So Robbie Anderson was the play here to run back with the Jefferson that I missed on. So Robbie Anderson would have been the guy to go in. What's up, Spidey? Good morning to you, my brother. Thanks for popping in, my man. We're just doing some little recap. Caffeine with the stream early. I had an appointment early this morning at 5 a.m., so I don't take calls for another hour and a half. So I figured, even though I took Thursday and Friday off, which I usually don't usually take both days off. So it's 4 days since I've taken calls or checked emails. I'm going to save that for 8 a.m. Give me something to do today. So, again, Robbie Anderson would have been your play there. DJ Moore, he's been very consistent this season. Really heavy cash game play week in and week out, but he just did not get there, right? The Vikings D did pretty decent, right? Besides Robbie Anderson, the secondary did pretty good. Besides, our offense turning the ball over twice, giving up 2 touchdowns within 10 seconds. I'm sure that's another new record that the Vikings got their name in with. That's on the wrong side of that record. But it is what it is. Cole Beasley, so I don't even think Diggs did very well, did he? Gabriel Davis is the one that got in the... Oh, he did get 1 touchdown. So Beasley wasn't terrible. He was 5,400. Still didn't really get where we needed him to get. But Gabriel Davis was the play for the Buffalo Bills at receiver. He got in the end zone. I think he had I don't remember how far the touchdown was, but pretty good. Travis Kelce, he did not find the end zone. That kind of screwed us here. 12 points, you would think isn't that bad, but he was $8,000. $8,000. And he only got us 12.2 points. You're not going to win big money by getting those kind of points. And then Breda was brought up, and, I thought maybe Breda could be a sneaky breakout play. He was supposed to. Now, again, this is where we can look at this. This is why I like to recap this and look at this stuff. This is where this guy was cheap, right? He was $4,800, and people were like, and I heard other touts even, right, up to locks. A couple of people bringing up his name, but not a lot. And some people saying, that's someone that's not talked about a lot. And again, 7.5%, that's the kind of guy you want in like a 500K first. If this guy breaks out at under 8% ownership, you're sitting pretty good. Giants defense, they held out good, 4,300. But I tell you what, the Jets defense, here's another thing we can look at. The Jets defense was a solid call. They were the minimum. They were 3,000. I remember people saying, Jets defense, they're no good. And I said, this is for DFS purposes. I said, any defense can come out and make it happen or make their value or make it better. They were $3,000. $3,000. You'll see it in another lineup. They got 9 points at $3,000 at the bare minimum for defense. So again, guys, looking at this stuff shows us kind of where we messed up, what could have been. These were single games from last night. I actually just missed cashing. I'll show you what I had here. So on this one, I actually put Trubisky. I did one with Rodgers and one with Trubisky. So I did Trubisky in the MVP, with Robinson, Tanyan, Adams, and Cordell. And then on this one, and that almost outscored Aaron Rodgers as MVP, which is crazy. Trubisky actually didn't do terrible, like as far as the whole overall, because this stack was, well, we had Robinson, we had Adams, we had Crosby, Anthony Miller. I was taking a shot at a lower owned Crosby. Sometimes I just do a kicker for the value. How about Rodgers with 4 TDs again, man? What a monster. Dude has just been balling it out. So let's look at this other lineup that scored. This one has the Jets defense, okay? What's up, William? How you doing, man? Good morning, brother. We're just recapping some of the lineups yesterday. I ended up losing. $60. Played 80, finished at 20. So Dalvin Cook was obviously, guys, and I had talked about that as well over the weekend. If you guys watched my streams during the weekend, I had talked about maybe we should not. Cook is the ultimate play, but maybe we should look to not play him in all the GPPs. Maybe we should get away from him a little bit. And that injury, took touches away from him, obviously. Thank God the injury was nothing terrible and that he was actually halfway sprinting on the sidelines like 5 minutes after he could barely get himself off the field. That's good news. That's great news. But 8.2 points is not going to cut it at 11,000 or 11.5. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to get us anywhere near where we need to be. Just imagine this lineup, okay? Imagine this lineup with taking away Dalvin Cook, putting in Derrick Henry, who I talked about, who I have in a lot of lineups, that I had in a lot of my GB lineups, that scored 3 touchdowns in the first half and had like 160, 180 yards, right? Imagine his 33 points right here. And then imagine taking that $3,000 salary and either bumping up, like going somewhere from Isabel, or even the Josh Jacobs flex that was a nightmare at 3.9%, which he was in a great spot. Again, guys, this shows you that things that look great on paper don't always pan out or play the way that they should. This is why you look at these things, because it's a better visual to look over the whole. That's no good, Carter, man. I hope the week starts better than that for you. I hope it changes. That sucks. But Josh Jacobs, I mean, we could have put Nick Chubb in there, right? Because if we would have went to Derek Cook, or Derrick Henry, what if we had Derrick Henry right here? So that's 33 more points. Now we're up to 174. And then we put somebody like Nick Chubb, who had, 21? So now we're in the 190s, right? So the top score here was 212.28. So let's just see where 190 gets us. 190 pays out. We'll just say right around 190, right? Come on. So, I mean, we go from $6 to $25, or 20 to $25, right? By those simple moves, right? And where else we could have changed here, something different. Tyreek Hill was the absolute monster. So Hill, if you had Hill, Mahomes, and Derrick Henry in your lineup, you're sitting pretty good, unless everybody else had goose eggs. So that's that. Let me look and see where else. So this was my top score of the day, 145.78. Top score of the day. And again, look at this, man. We got Isabella 5.3, Dalvin Cook 8.2, Derrick Henry. Here's where our Derrick Henry play is. Justin Jefferson, Patty Mahomes, right? Jets defense, 8.5% owned, 9 points. Let's go at $3,000. So again, when I'm talking about defenses and I say, in a sense, defense doesn't matter, even though it does, because it will help your score one way or another. What's up, Tom T? How you doing? We're just doing some recap here of the murder slate for me. But the Jets defense at 3,000, 9 points. That's all you need from a defense, man. Like, as long as they don't go negative, or you don't want them to goose egg, even though at a minimum if they goose egg, they goose egg. But you want to be able to utilize the rest of your salary elsewhere. So that's when I say build your lineup, build around it. If you get to a point where you feel like your lineup's good and you have enough salary for whatever lineup or whatever defense is left, Put whatever defense in there and just do it. So let's do this. Let's look at the top scorer. So 212 was a top scorer yesterday. Let's see where we differ. Holy, look at Latavius Murray. 2 TDs yesterday. 25 points, right? So let's do this. So, both had Mahomes. We both had Henry, right? Eckler. I had Dalvin Cook. Latavius Murray. I had Hines, right? No Tariq Hill. I had Jefferson. He did not have Jefferson. He had Evans, who got in twice as well. I had Isabel. Cole Beasley. He had Aguilar. Henry, we had the same tight end. And defense-wise, he had the Giants for 3 more points. I had the Jets. But again, my defense was $1,300 cheaper. So, but again, this just goes to show you. I mean, let's go back. We never really did pull up the first place on the 500K to first. I want to say the same guy might have won it. No, he didn't. 229 was the top play here. So he had Patty Mahomes, Nick Chubb, James Robinson, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Curtis Samuel, Trey Burton, Latavius Murray, and look at the Falcons defense at $3,300. This really helped him right here. So if he plays Giants defense or somebody like that, or Jets defense or whatever else, he's losing. I mean, he's losing 12, 13 points. That would put him down from $500,000 to probably like 1,000. So when I say defense doesn't matter, I mean it doesn't when you're building around, because anybody can do it. What's up, James? We're just recapping how the week went. But man, 0.8% owned. The Falcons, they got 28 points. They crushed the Raiders defensively yesterday. So this is, I mean, there's almost there's a 90-point gap here. 92 points. So both had Chubb. But this, just look at this. So when you were looking at how many people went to Kamara, right? Like, he could have easily went to Kamara and changed something else out, and that would have effed up his whole lineup. If he would have went like Alvin Kamara instead of Latavius Murray, he would have screwed everything up. What's going on, James? Trey Burton, he was 5,400, 11-7. I mean, Trey Burton almost scored the same amount as Kels, and look at Kels, $8,000. This is what I'm talking about. You have to find these values, and that helped him build up so he could have the likes of a James Robinson, a Justin Jefferson, and a Tyreek Hill, as well as having a cheap defense at 3,300. So again, this is a defense nobody was on, nobody talked about. People were like, what? No way. The Falcons defense, again, I'm going back to any defense can show up. Any defense can do something, even when it doesn't look like it. That's why you got to take those chances. You got to take those stabs. You got to just go at it, especially on GPPs, man. GPPs, you got to do it. You have to. You absolutely have to. That's where you win your money. It's definitely where the money gets won. So, I don't know. It was not such a fun week. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to take a first look real quick at... Oh, it's not up yet. Dang it. Oh, wait. Maybe it is. No, it's not up yet. Monday through Thursday is all they got. So they don't have the slate up yet. I'm just going to look at some real quick. So the Vikes got the Jags, the Saints and Falcons, Lions, Bears, Colts, Texans, Raiders at Jets, Browns at Titans, Bengals at Dolphins. So Dolphins defense is going to stick out, but they're probably going to be really expensive. Washington at Pittsburgh, Rams at Arizona, Giants at Seahawks, Eagles at Packers, Patriots at Chargers. That'll be your main slate games. And then we get the nice Broncos Chiefs for Sunday Night Football. Right now, like Trubisky coming off a halfway's decent game, I probably wouldn't mind building some lineups with Trubisky and Allen Robinson. Maybe even Trey Burton in the mix for Week 13. Once the slate gets up, we see pricing, which will probably be later on today or this evening. We can really take a look and stab. I'm just trying to think of people that would stick out right now. Deshaun Watson, he's going to go up against a tough Colts defense. But we just saw Tennessee just, Derrick Henry get 3 rushing touchdowns. I think Pittman got in the end zone. I talked about Pittman Jr. Didn't he get in the end zone this week? Let me just... One more thing before we go. Let me just look and see how well... Okay, we talked about Kirk Cousins. Like maybe taking a stab at him. He had 26. Oh, you can't see that. He had 26.18 points. Derrick Henry, Devontae Parker, Jarvis Landry, someone touched on. He was 3.7. I think Fester. What's up, Zach? I think Fester touched on Landry. Rudolph, we talked about. Saints defense. See, Saints defense was, they were good, but they weren't the greatest. For $4,800, you got 14 points. If you played the Falcons, you got 28 points. You doubled it, and you saved yourself the money. I'm just trying to find different players that we talked about. Baker, Murray, Stephon Diggs, we talked about. He didn't do good. He did not show up. Beasley. Gallman was brought up. He was highly owned, though. So there's Robbie Anderson. You take Robbie Anderson, you switch him with DJ Moore, which was cheaper. Sitting way better. Way better, guys. Phillip Rivers, interesting. Landry, Garrett, Hines didn't show up. Tom Brady, James White, Calvin Ridley, we talked about a little bit. Someone on Wilkins. Dink Piece, Gabriel Davis. So we played him over. If you played him over Beasley or Diggs, you were sitting much better. That salary. And Drake. Gesicki we talked about. He got in the end zone. Myers, I said a little bit about. Chubb we talked about. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. Man, we almost beat the Chiefs, but Tyreek Hill, yeah, no kidding, man. Tyreek Hill's incredible. So, guys, I think that's going to recap. That's going to be good on the recaps and the caffeine with the stream team. For this morning, I'm going to start getting some other stuff taken care of and done before the calls start coming in at 8 a.m. I appreciate you guys joining me this morning, early this morning. I figured I'd bring you guys one of these nice morning streams, because why not? Couple things going on. Obviously, tomorrow night we will have another quarter starting auction. All cards start at a quarter. Hope to see you guys all there. I'll be doing a... So if you were in the stream last night for the Def Hobby Central, couple things. If you haven't already, please go over there and leave a thumbs up or go check it out. If you didn't, it was a great show. We had 4 guests plus me on the whole show, talking a lot of do's and don'ts in the hobby that they feel are good. A bunch of different stuff. Anybody ever wants to be a guest on that show, Spidey, anybody, let me know. Every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Do it through StreamYard. I send you a link. We basically get everybody connected before we fire it up, and then we go live at 6. We always talk on different hobby topics and wait for you to get your name out there more again and keep talking. Make sure you leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment as well, even if you were on there earlier. If you haven't went back and left a comment, because I'm going to be giving away a Def repack tomorrow night when we start the auction to somebody who leaves a comment and hopefully leaves a thumbs up as well. So make sure you guys go over there and check that out. If you already saw it, just go back. If you haven't left a comment, drop a comment so you get a chance at winning a repack. Drop a thumbs up. I'm still looking to figure out if anybody's going to be interviewed this week on In Depth on Wednesday. I'm going to drop a line on Twitter. If not, then we'll figure something else out. I'll just do a short stream or something and not do an interview this week. And, yeah, man, that's where we're at. So, and then we'll obviously bring in Caffeine with the stream teams Saturday and Sunday. This Saturday, coming Saturday, I will be on Hobby Hotline again. I'm basically doing back-to-back shows to get my month one in. So, I will be back on Hobby Hotline this coming Saturday. So, Saturday morning's Caffeine stream is going to be a little earlier, like I did this last weekend, like 8 a.m. So, just a reminder, Sunday will be more like 9-ish. So, as usual. Yeah, man. What's up, Michael Heath? I'm about to close it out, though. We just kind of recapped some of the plays and my lineups. I didn't do so well this week. I lost a little bit of money. Not a ton, but lost a little. So, looking to get back on the winning side of things. Thursday and this weekend were terrible. Besides that, overall, this year's football has been great. Guys, another thing, NBA is going to be starting in 2 weeks, NBA preseason. I'm so excited. I'll be probably BSing around with the community whenever I'm live on some of my top plays in NBA, which are a little different than NFL. But looking forward to all of that. Looking forward to the content. Guys, I'm going to bring, when I go to hook up with BITG, I'm going to bring a bunch of my cards that I want to send into PSA to get graded. So, you know that takes them forever. But at some point, maybe a year from now, we'll be able to do my first PSA reveal on cards that I send in. I'm probably sending in about, I think I got at least 30 or 40 cards. So, I think I got at least 30, 40. And I'm probably missing a couple that should be going. So, pretty flippin' excited, not gonna lie. But that's coming up too, guys. The 24-hour stream is... So every video pretty much I do going forward, you're going to want to leave comments, thumbs up and stuff, because we're going to be doing a lot of things. I'm going to be looking at all the videos. I'm going to look at everybody who's interacting, and I'm doing a free break as well, so that's going to determine free spots in the break. So keep an eye out for all that. And with that being said, guys, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Keep it positive. Keep a smile on your face. We're getting to the holiday season. It can get stressful. It can get rough. It can get tough. Hang in there. We're going to get through this together. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great Monday.